Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island Preview. The team uncovers a Roman artifact and a new shaft. On this week's The Curse of Oak Island, the team discovers a suspected Roman artifact and also encounters a brand new shaft in the Money Pit area. Season 10 of Oak Island has been quite action-packed so far, as the guys investigated numerous areas and aspects of the island. The recent acquisition of Lot 5 has opened up a new area of exploration and may already yield fascinating results. In a preview for tonight's episode, the guys appeared to be consulting with coin expert numismatist Sandy Campbell, who made a startling revelation. Sandy was most likely examining the half-coin Gary uncovered on Lot 5 last week, and incredibly, he said, "I think this is probably Roman. Definitely from 300 BC. If true, that means it is 2,300 years old." The team let out audible gasps of astonishment at this news, and Gary ditched his usual refrain of medieval baby for Roman baby with an excitable fist pump as the guys all laughed. Are ancient Romans and Vikings involved in the Oak Island mystery? In the last few months, we've seen evidence mounting to show the French and the Portuguese were heavily involved in Oak Island. There's also a theory that the Templar Knights landed on the island, and an artifact with potential Viking origins was recently uncovered. The guys will have to throw the ancient Romans into the mix. It's hard not to conclude that Oak Island must have been front and center of a global naval highway that spans centuries and thousands of years. Oak Island drill team believes they've found another shaft at the Money Pit. Meanwhile, fortunes at the Money Pit have been mixed. When the project at the Garden Shaft shut down due to government bureaucracy, the borehole drilling team became the main focus once again. They are continuously plugging away with the drilling, and so far this year, they've found a possible new tunnel system. And tonight it looks like they may have now uncovered a whole new shaft. We'll have to wait for the episode to be sure, but we know they've found wood, and it's significant enough for historian Charles Barkhouse to say, "We could be looking at the Money Pit." And the always sober-sounding Craig Tester determined that it changes the whole story. Oak Island team searches for an ancient hidden dam. Also, this week, viewers can expect the guys to start digging for a potential dam on the edge of the swamp. Last week, Tom Nolan convinced the guys to let him use a ground-penetrating radar scanner to investigate his father's, Fred Nolan, theory that the swamp was artificially created to hide something and that the island had initially been two separate islands. It appears that the LiDAR data may have returned and has shown a massive anomaly, which led to Rick Lagina announcing, "We need to dig." In the stillness of a foggy morning, the Oak Island team gathered around the swamp, anticipation crackling in the air like static electricity. The sky was a moody canvas of gray, the kind that seemed to hint at hidden secrets and ancient mysteries. Today was not just another day of digging and searching. It was a day that promised revelations that could rewrite history. The rumble of machinery echoed across the island as the team's equipment sprung to life. Heavy-duty drills and excavation tools stood ready, their metallic forms gleaming with the promise of discovery. Rick and Marty Lagina, the steadfast leaders of this modern-day treasure hunt, exchanged a look of determination. They had come so far, faced countless obstacles, and yet the island still held them in its enigmatic grip. "Let's get to it," Rick said, his voice steady but laced with excitement. They had a new target today, a promising area near the Money Pit where they believed a new shaft awaited. This shaft, they hoped, would lead them closer to the elusive treasure that had evaded seekers for over 2 centuries. As the team worked meticulously, scraping away layers of earth and rock, Gary Drayton, the metal-detecting expert, roamed the perimeter, his trusty detector in hand. It wasn't long before a series of sharp beeps broke the silence. "Got something," Gary called out, his eyes wide with excitement. The team gathered around as he carefully unearthed the object, brushing away the dirt to reveal a gleaming artifact. The sunlight caught on the smooth, weathered surface of a bronze coin, its intricate engravings unmistakable. "Is that Roman?" Marty asked, leaning in for a closer look. The coin bore the unmistakable markings of ancient Rome, its inscriptions and symbols whispering of a time long past. "It looks like it," Gary confirmed. "How did a Roman artifact end up here?" Discovery sent a ripple of excitement through the team. The implications were staggering. If Roman artifacts were present on Oak Island, it could suggest a far more complex and global history than anyone had previously imagined. It could mean that the island's secrets were not just local or even regional, but part of a much larger narrative. As the day progressed, the team's focus shifted back to the new shaft. Excavation was painstaking work, each shovelful of dirt potentially hiding a clue or an obstacle. The ground was treacherous, and the history of collapsed shafts and flooded tunnels loomed large in everyone's minds. But the team pressed on, driven by the hope of what they might find. The machinery roared to life once more, drilling deeper and deeper into the earth. The team watched, tense but hopeful, as the drill bit chewed through layers of soil and rock. Suddenly, the sound changed, a hollow echo that signaled they had broken through to a cavity. "Shut it down," Rick shouted, and the machinery ground to a halt. The team peered into the newly opened shaft, flashlights cutting through the darkness. What they saw took their breath away. The shaft opened into a large, man-made chamber, its walls lined with wooden beams that had withstood the test of time. In the center of the chamber lay a stone platform, and on it something glinted in the flashlight beams. The team descended cautiously, their footsteps echoing in the cavernous space. As they reached the platform, their flashlights illuminated a small chest, its surface covered in intricate carvings. The air was thick with anticipation as Rick and Marty approached it. With a collective breath, they lifted the lid. Inside, nestled among decaying velvet lining, were more artifacts, each one more astonishing than the last. There were ancient coins, delicate jewelry, and scrolls that seemed to have been preserved against all odds. Among them was a small, ornate dagger, its blade still sharp and its hilt encrusted with gems. These items, they're from different cultures and time periods, Marty observed, his voice filled with awe. "This isn't just a treasure, it's a collection. Someone brought these here deliberately." Implications were mind-boggling. Who had amassed such a collection? And why had they chosen Oak Island as the hiding place? Discovery of the Roman coin had been just the beginning. As the team carefully cataloged the contents of the chest, they realized they had stumbled upon something far greater than they had ever anticipated. This wasn't just about gold or jewels, it was about history and the possibility that Oak Island was a crossroads for ancient civilizations. The rest of the day passed in a blur of excitement and activity. Secured the chamber, documenting everything meticulously. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the island, Rick and Marty stood at the edge of the shaft, looking out over the landscape that had consumed so much of their lives. "We've only scratched the surface," Rick said quietly. "There's so much more to uncover." Marty nodded. "This is just the beginning. We need to keep pushing, keep exploring." As night fell, the island was bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, the sounds of the team's camp settling into a quiet hum. Oak Island had given up one of its secrets today, but it was clear that many more lay hidden beneath its surface, waiting to be discovered. The team knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but they were undeterred. With each new discovery, they moved one step closer to unraveling the mystery that had captivated so many for so long. And as they prepared for the days to come, one thing was certain: the legend of Oak Island was far from over.